I want to suck your blood. If a fear cannot be articulated, it cannot be conquered. Small towns have long memories and pass their horrors down ceremonially from generation to generation. At 3 in the morning, the blood runs slow and thick, and slumber is heavy. The soul either sleeps in blessed ignorance of such an hour or gazes about itself in utter despair. There is no middle ground. The basis of all human fears, he thought. A closed door, slightly ajar. The town knew about darkness. It knew about the darkness that comes on the land when rotation hides the land from sun and above the darkness of the human soul. And welcome back, constant readers. We're back again with another deep dive into Stephen King's Multiverse. And this week's episode is going to focus on Stephen King's second published novel, published in 1975, by the name of Salem's Lot. And boys, let me tell you, this one's a good one. only for this man's second novel, buddy. I mean, it's got a rank. It's definitely in my top 20 for sure. We'll get more into that. Before we even get into the video, guys, I want to give a very special shout out. I mean, this doesn't happen all the time. Someone who I look up to him in the field of YouTube, in the field of books. I mean, if you want to know anything or everything about books, this guy is the guy you need to see. And this guy I'm talking about is none other than Edward Loren, also known as E. Edward Loren, he has a YouTube channel. You can find him on YouTube, Edward Loren. And E covers everything. I mean, all kinds of books. Stephen King, he focuses on really, really heavily. I mean, that's how I found his channel. And if you're watching this, E, I really appreciate you subbing, man. I really appreciate you liking the video. You don't know how much that means to me. For someone like myself whose dreams to become a published author, and to have someone as yourself like and comment and actually kind of give me that big motivational push that I need, it means a lot to me. It truly does. So I just want to give this little shout out to Edward Loren. If you don't know about him yet, who am I kidding? You know about him. This guy's all over YouTube. If you don't, though, check his YouTube out, Edward Loren. He does all kinds of Stephen King content. This guy is, I think, top-notch booktuber. Anyway, I digress. We'll get back on topic. So, Salem's Lot is the second novel published by Stephen King. Salem's Lot takes place in the small town, Jerusalem's Lot, shortened to Salem's Lot. Okay, in the small town, we're introduced to Ben Mears, who is the main character of this novel. He's actually coming back to the town after being gone for many years. He grew up there, had some bad experiences. Now he comes back, and what do you know? He gets thrown into the mix. And you can only imagine what happens. What is this mix, you're wondering? It's vampires. Damn bloodsuckers are invading his town, and it's up to old Ben and his little gang of rough scallions that he forms. There's a little kid named Mark who's awesome as well. Great connection between them. Anyway, he forms this little rapscallion group, and they go slaying vampires. I mean, throughout the night, just slaying vampires. The book's great. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely need to. I mean, for this to be King's second novel, it really is top notch. I mean, it gives you a lot. And then we're not talking about little twinkle toed vampires, sexy, good looking vampires. These vampires are the classic, I mean, rip your throat out, just nasty, gut wrenching, blood sucking bastards that we love. And it's great. I mean, King really comes to true form. All right, so as this series is dedicated, it's dedicated to diving deep into the multiverse, and all Stephen King's books, as we know, we've discussed this already, they connect in one way or another. This one is no different. All right, so Salem's Lot connects to the Dark Tower series in many ways. There's a few soft connects, buddy, there's a hard connect. We'll get to it. So we'll start with the soft connects first. So one of the soft connects that I look to right off the bat has to be the reference to the white. So in Salem's Lot, you hear to something referred to as the white. And the white is something that also comes up in the Dark Tower series. The white is seen as a force of good, kind of like the light side, the dark side. I mean, but it's referenced in Salem's Lot in regards to fighting the vampires, and it's also referenced in the Dark Tower series quite a bit. Roland Chain, who is the gunslinger, of course, he mentions the white pretty often. That's a good little soft connect. I mean, you can connect those tissues fairly easy. All right, another soft connect. Actually, all right, we'll scratch. This is a hard connect. So the next two connects are hard connects, I consider. So the first hard connect would be Air Dance. Air Dance is a novel that was written by Ben Mears. Ben Mears, like Stephen King, is an author, which you'll find that trend throughout a lot of his books. A lot of his main characters, they end up being authors. I think that's all right. It gets a little, it wears down on you a little later. But anyway, Air Dance is a novel that Ben has written in Salem's Lot. So you find that context out in Salem's Lot. Well, come to find out, our buddy Eddie Dean from the Dark Tower series, he knows about this book. Air Dance is a book that, in fact, he knows about, and he references. So right there, I consider that's a hard connect. I mean, when you got one of your main characters talking about another main character book, you can, they connect. All right, so the last and final hard connect, and this one just seals the deal, shuts out any haters. This hard connect is going to be with our loving Father Pear Callahan, Donald Frank Callahan. Father Callahan first shows his appearance in Salem's Lot. He's the priest in town. He's also a drunkard. He's a great character. He deals with a lot. But Father Callahan, the exact same Father Callahan, shows up in the Dark Tower. He shows up in, I believe it's book 5, Wolves of the Calla, is where the quartet first runs up on Father Callahan. And he proceeds to give the quartet pretty much the story of Salem's Lot. He tells them what the events that took place in Salem's Lot, where him, Ben, Mark, they pretty much took out the vampires. And after leaving Salem's Lot, Father Callahan, he decides to continue that fight. And he travels across America, continuing the fight. He's fighting for the white. You could say he's destroying vampires wherever he can. Well, Father Callahan, by a series of unfortunate events, will say he ends up in Midworld. I think it's Midworld, not Endworld. It's Midworld. He ends up in the thicket of the Dark Tower series events, and he interacts heavily with Roland and the quartet. So right there, besides one other book, that might be like the hardest Dark Tower connect of all that I can think of. But right there, guys, you have it. Those are the connections. Feel free, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Smash that like button. Please subscribe. I know I'm not nowhere as good as OE or anyone else. But hey, guys, I'm trying. I love Stephen King. I'm passionate about his books. I'm passionate about all kinds of books. I'm really interested in diving deeper into this series. So for the next book, we will be covering, what is the next book? Book 3, The Shining. And you already know, there's connections. We got connections, folks, for sure. But once again, I would like to say thank you, E. That means so much to me that you subbed and actually liked and commented on the video. I'm just trying to follow in your footsteps, man. I'll appreciate and love everything you put out. Like I said, guys, if you haven't subbed to Edward Lauren's channel, sub to E. He is one of a kind, great guy. But I think we'll wrap it up there, guys. And I mean, feel free to comment. Tell me what you want to see next. We'll do all other content. We'll do other stuff rather than diving deep into some Dark Tower material. We'll just do normal book reviews. We can also do that. Whatever works. Whatever floats your boat will float Pennywise as well. All right, guys.